Hello, my name is John Kyle, and today I'm here to tell you a little bit about what I regularly carry to the woods. Whether you're a novice just starting to put your kit together or an experienced outdoorsman looking for some tips and tricks, I hope to provide some useful and helpful information today. These items are what I always carry, whether it's a day hike for a couple hours, for the full day, or even for an extended backpacking trip. Other items just get added based on the nature of the trip. And this kit has been put together with the mindset of staying light and basically providing the 10 essentials. Let's start with the pack itself. This is the REI Flash UL. It's a lightweight pack, not much more than a stuff sack with some straps on it, which is one of its alternate uses. And when you do turn it inside out, there's internal pockets which stay tight to the pack, and as a stuff sack it is pretty nice to have as well. It also has a hydration sleeve inside and these little loops for the tube. Kind of unnecessary is this waist belt. I have started to use it with my canteen, and so I have, if I don't carry a camelback, I've got the canteen, or I can have both. Also, the shoulder straps are kind of flimsy, no padding, which makes it so light, but can dig into you if you overload the pack. Next is my camelback. It's the 3.1 liter Omega reservoir. The nice thing about it is carrying a camelback that is you can fill it however much you want. If it's a short trip and I only need a liter of water, that's nice and easy to do, or fill it all the way up for those longer trips. And I've never had any problems with it. As long as I thoroughly dry it out, no stenches, it's what I usually carry. Next, for navigation, I've got my map inside this Coghlan's waterproof pouch. It's a 10 by 7 inch pouch. I like it because it's waterproof. I can fold it and put it in my pocket, or I've even ran a strap through this little Velcro spot and attached the map to my pack. However, it is not perfectly clear plastic. It is kind of opaque, so that can be a challenge at first, but not that big of a deal. Next, I've got this 5 by 7 mesh pouch, organizer pouch from Cardin Products. It's what I keep all my little stuff in, and some of the stuff I'm going to pull out of it today is not in here when I'm hiking, but it's just kind of an example of what I can do with this. First off, I've got my Silva Polaris compass. Basic compass, does what I need for orienteering, and follow that up with my Swedish Fire Steel Mini by Light My Fire. It's small and compact. Probably won't last as long as some of those bigger ones, but I got this because it was cheaper and smaller and lighter and nice and easy to carry. Next, I've got the Photon X micro LED light. This little light is awesome. It has a full variety of brightness. Unlike many headlamps, there's so many features in this little thing. It's amazing, and it's cheap. It also has a slow beacon, a fast beacon, SOS, and you can do Morse code with it as well. I just added a little Velcro dot to it to make it my headlamp. So pretty much this thing has replaced my headlamp, and if I don't have the hat with me, I mean, this little thing has got my light. Barely even notice it at all. The only dislike with it is to change the battery, there's this little plastic piece that feels like it's going to break when you do it, but you just take your time, and it's pretty easy to do. Some people may dislike that it's got coin cells batteries for it. However, I can carry 10 extra sets of batteries for the same weight as one AA battery, so that's not a big deal to me at all, because I can get those batteries for cheap online, and I love that little light. Next, I've got the Victorinox Huntsman Swiss Army knife. I've had this thing for a long time. Pretty useful knife, pretty trusty knife over the years. Scissors, little scissors on it are useful. The wood saw on it's nice, but you know, probably things that can cut, you can probably break my hand. It is also lighter than my Leatherman, so that's why I carry that as opposed to the Leatherman. I do dislike it sometimes because it easily slides out of my pocket when I sit down, so I always have to double check the seat and make sure I didn't lose it. Next, sunscreen, just a little Coppertone Sport 30 SPF, and some bug spray, Repel 100 bug spray. Moving on, I've got the Adventure Medical Kits Pocket Survival Pack. Never had to use it, so it's still pretty good, but it's pretty darn good for a store-bought pack for survival kit. Usually carry it in my pocket. The only thing I dislike about it is that the little scalpel blade in it, if I'm traveling, I have to take that out and check that. Otherwise, it's a good little survival kit. Next, I've got just a simple Johnson & Johnson's survival wrap. This thing came free with a first aid kit. I don't think they do anymore. So, I mean, you can pick up one, no problem, anywhere for $1 or $2. Next, my first aid kit. This thing is not a store-bought first aid kit. I've taken was a store-bought first aid kit, repackaged it into a Locksack 9x6 waterproof airtight pouch. It's clear, so I can see what's in it in those emergency situations. I also have the contents inside separated by Ziploc bags, so that they're kind of organized, and I can also see through those as well to know what's in there, and that also helps with being waterproof. The only problem with the Locksack bag is this little extra piece of plastic right on the zipper seal. Moving along, I've got a cheap $1, $2 Poncho. This thing, I've used it, keeps me dry. This one I've used and just dried it out, folded it back up, and put it in the Ziploc bag. I know they're meant to be disposable, but you know, it's not that big of a deal to dry it out and reuse it. Moving on, the only thing I haven't covered so far is the buff. A buff, if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's just about as useful as a bandana, except it's got more ways to use it on your head. I like it because it's an emergency hat, whether it's summer or winter. You know, I can keep the sun off my head or give me some warmth in the winter. So that's the buff. And that's pretty much everything that I carry. I hope this has been a useful and helpful video, and good luck putting your kit together, and I'll see you around.